Hello guys, I'm going to talk about the poem Daffodils written by William Wordsworth. And William Wordsworth, as you know, is a British poet who is associated with the Romantic movement of the early 19th century. He lived in the very beautiful area called Lake District in England. The poem is based on an experience that he had with his sister and constant companion, Dorothy. It is written in a very simple language and describes how the speaker's loneliness is cured by a field of daffodils. Thanks to its expressions of joy and unity with nature, the poem is destined to remain a classic. It is typical of Wordsworth's revolutionary style of writing poetry in ordinary, everyday language. It is also known as I wandered lonely as a cloud. That is the first line of the poem. This is a practice, a standard informal practice of using the first line of a poem as its title. But this title is misleading because you think you are going to read a poem about loneliness, but then you get a poem about a sublime happiness. One of Wordsworth's big innovations in poetry was to write, as he said in his preface of his lyrical ballads, in the real language of man, and about incidents and situations in common life. So the poem, with its simple subject language, is an example of this philosophy in action. The poem also have a simple form and a simple rhyme scheme. It consists of 4 stanzas with 6 lines each, for a total of 24 lines. The rhyme scheme is, as you can see, A, B, A, B, C, and C. The last 2 lines of each stanza rhyme like the end of a Shakespeare sonnet. This is called a rhyming couplet. The meter is iambic tetrameter, which just means that each line has 4 iambs. An iamb is a beat in a line of poetry where one unstressed syllable is followed by a stressed syllable. When 4 beats are placed together in a line of poetry, it is called tetrameter. Now I'm going to show you how we can identify the 4 beats in a line. We have here 1, then 2, and 3 and 4 beats. The same we have in the second line, where we have 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, and the last 4 beats. The poem opens with a simile between the speaker's wandering and the lonely distant moments of a single cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Clouds can't be lonely, so we have another example of personification. Again, another personification occurs in line 3, where daffodils are personified as a crowd of people. A crowd of golden daffodils. The verb Wordsworth uses, dance, is usually associated with people. So Wordsworth is ascribing to them an action. In line 9, the speaker says that the line of daffodils is never ending. Never ending. But we know this can't be strictly true. All good things come to an end, and so in this specific word there is an example of hyperbole or exaggeration. The same exaggeration we can find in line 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, where 10,000, of course, is another exaggeration because we can't see so many flowers. And there is another simile because Wordsworth compares the number of daffodils with the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. This is another simile. In the line 12, we have the word sprightly that derives from the word sprite, that means a local spirit, almost like a fairy. In the same line, we have the use of the word heads. And in using this word, the personification of the daffodils becomes more specific. The heads, here is the heads, the heads of the daffodils are the part of the flower with the petals. It is larger and heavier than the stem, and so it bobs in a breeze. The same word he used in the previous lines, danced, is used in this line, and there is a personification with the waves. Waves also danced like daffodils. But daffodils are happier than the waves. In the last stanza, at line 21 and 24, Wordsworth imagines the daffodils in his spiritual vision, for which he uses the metaphor of an inward eye. Here it is. His heart dances like a person. The speaking voice of the poem is a lonely poet. We know that the speaker is a poet because he tells, also in line 15, yes, here it is. He speaks in the third person, but we know he's talking about himself. Also, we have the sense that This poet takes nature to be almost a religion, and he brings intense focus and attention with his gaze on nature. He also has an inward, spiritual eye that seems more powerful than his regular vision. As you can see, the poem begins with a single solitary cloud floating slowly over the English countryside. You can imagine the countryside of the Lake District area, or a different countryside, or any other region you want. The main body of the poem is dedicated to the image of the daffodils. They are stretched in a line around the bay of a lake, bordered by the water on one side and trees on the other. The day is windy enough to create waves. And to make the flowers bob up and down in a concert. At the end of the poem, the setting shifts indoors to the speaker's coach, my coach, where he sits, bored and staring off into space. Then we go inside the speaker's head and see the same image of the dancing daffodils in his spiritual vision, follow the image of his dancing heart. My heart dances with daffodils. Now it's your turn. I have some questions. I would like you to answer them for next time.